Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, hello, Miss.
Just in case this is messy.
Hello, Tyler and Evan. Brian, good morning. Okay. Thank you. Who are we missing today?
Yeah.
Brian. All right. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, thumbs up, we're good? There's going to be another beautiful sunny day.
Yeah.
Pull out those goggles. And today I need you to pull out the kit that has it's for Bubblology. So it has soap, has a couple little containers of soap in there, a blue spray in there.
Broke it. You broke it. You broke it. No, nobody broke it.
There you go. Yep. So you should have a pink solution. There should be another one. Now, because they were shipped, there might have been some leaking. It's okay. Might need some paper towels for today. In fact, I would recommend that you would have paper towels or a towel around you. You do want to do this indoors because as the wind blows, it might carry away what you're trying to work with. So Addie, if you are outside, you want to make sure you're choosing a spot that doesn't have the wind blowing.
Oh no, there's no wind blowing at all.
Okay. So grab me some paper towels.
Where we are.
Miss Martin,
Yes.
why can't you do it outside?
I just said because if you're outside, there's a chance the wind is going to carry it away. But if you are outside, just make sure you're where there's no wind. You're fine. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit mute so I can go over some safety first. The bubble solution that you're going to be using today, it's very slippery. Okay. And as a result of it being slippery, if it spills then on the floor, you need to make sure that you clean it up because it is very slippery. Okay. Before you get started, you're also going to need a pair of scissors to make sure that you have scissors. And you're also going to need a bowl that is large enough that you'll be able to put your cube is going to look different than mine, but you'll be able to put your cube down into the bowl. And so you want it to be able to be all the way into your bowl. So you need to have a really deep bowl and you need to have a pair of scissors. Okay, so make sure you get those if you don't have them. And it's always a good idea just to have a towel on hand. So Brian, it needs to be deep enough that you're going to be able to put your cube down into the bowl. So in your kit, you're going to find some balls and some white rods. And we're going to be building a cube. So we're going to do that later. You can set it to the side. We're not going to do that just yet. All right. Has everyone got everything they need? You want your bowl to be, it's going to need to be about 7 inches deep. Don't put your cube together yet, Evan. We don't need to worry about putting that together. But you do want to have a really big bowl.
Is this good?
It's got to be about 7 inches deep. So that's going to be at least the length of your hand. Okay?
Miss Martin?
Yes.
My mom's getting the bowl. We didn't have a big enough one.
Yep, that's totally fine. And you don't need the bowl to start with, so you can set the bowl to the side. We're going to need that for a later experiment, but I just want to make sure that you guys have it. Is Chloe with us today, Kayla? You're on mute. Is Chloe here today? Cool. Okay. Safety reminder. Never place any of your materials in or near your eyes, your nose, your ears, or your mouth. We need to make sure that we're being responsible. Don't leave things down for younger siblings. Here comes Brian and Brendan. Don't leave things down for animals. You want to make sure that you are cleaning everything up afterwards. Nice. Okay, let's let Brian and Brendan come online. You can put your bowl to the side. That's going to be a later experiment. You're not going to need that right now. So Brendan and Brian, 2 things that you're going to need that were not in your kit. You're going to need scissors, and you're going to need a very deep bowl. A very deep bowl, okay? And we can set those aside. You should also have gloves in your kit. You can go ahead and open those, but set those aside. You're not going to need those just yet. All righty. Okay. I think we've gone over our setup and we've gone over our safety rules. And so one safety rule that I'm just going to remind for Brian and Brendan, the bubble solution today is extremely slippery. You want to make sure that you have a towel or something that you can clean things up with, so we don't want anyone to fall or get hurt. All righty. Oops. Let's see. So you should have 2 small plastic cups in your kit. Mine are larger. Addie, yours are larger too. That's totally fine. So you should have 2 small cups. I see Claire. Good. Perfect. Okay. And I want you to get the bouncing bubble solution. The bouncing bubble solution. It's probably, yours is a little different color. Mine is yellow. There's 2 solutions. One is generic and one is your bouncing bubble solution. So I want you to take your bouncing bubble solution. You're going to be using that in experiment 2 as well. Okay. And I want you to take your cup, and in your cups, because they're small, you're going to fill it halfway. Addie, we're not going to fill it halfway. We're going to fill it about a quarter of the way. And I need to
With what? With what?
With your yellow solution, Addie.
Okay.
Are we supposed to fill up both cups or just one?
Just one.
So we're gonna fill it up only a little bit.
Yeah, Addie.
That's way up. You don't
Okay.
need this
Quarter of the way.
a quarter.
Okay. Then, and for those of you who have the little cups, you want to fill it about halfway. Then you're going to hold up one of your pipettes.
Oh, we have to fill it up halfway. Don't squeeze.
Miss Martin,
Yes.
is this good?
Yep, that's good.
Oh God.
Hold up a pipette.
Stop there. Stop it. Oh,
I see Claire has her pipette.
Good.
I see Addie has her pipette.
Is this good?
Ours is a little bit more.
There you go, Brian. You're fine.
And sugar
Hey,
cane.
at the top portion, okay, you want to clip off just the tippy top. You're going to use your scissors and just the tippy top. So you can see it's not much. I'm just tipping off that rounded portion at the top. So now I have an open tube.
Tread and sugar thing and tread up whatever thing you get. So you got this thing?
Yep, you got that.
Did I get it?
Just the tippy top.
Do that on both?
Just do it on one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras so you can see. Yes, Brian, I see. Okay. Here I have my solution, just like you do. Mine's just yellow. It's the same thing. They just added color to mine. And this is what's
And
going
mine.
and this is what's going to help you to blow perfect bubbles. Okay? You're just going to dip your new bubble blower into the solution.
Rip the big part.
Into the other end.
Oh, what? Then you blow through the other end.
That's so cool.
Wait, I'm gonna try catching it.
When you stop blowing, it should hang out on the end of your blower. And then what I want you to do is gently flick your wrist and the bubble will float away. So practice doing that gentle flick of your wrist.
Whoa!
Try to make your bubbles to be about the size of a tennis ball.
Darn it! Little too much.
Look. Oh! We have bubble blowers. Ah! And I caught mine.
To float, which, oops, mine's going up. Then I want you to try to catch it with your bare hand.
Darn it. Darn it.
What happens each time you try to catch it?
It pops.
Without it popping.
There
I
is
was caught it without it popping.
dirt on your skin. Even though you can't see it, there's oil and dirt on your skin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sit your bubble lower down. And
So easily.
you should have had 2 gloves. If you are a right-handed person, meaning that you held your bubble blower in your right hand,
I got it.
your glove on your left hand.
Oh my god, I caught it with it just being.
Like,
I'm going to repeat that once more. If you blow your bubble with your right hand, put your glove on your left hand. If you blew it with your left hand, put it on your right hand. And then we're going to repeat, and I want you to dip the bubble blower in. I want you to do that flick the wrist technique to shake off the bubble. And then I want you to try to let the bubble land on the glove. And be gentle, and if you're gentle, it shouldn't pop. Oops, I wasn't gentle. And it might take some practice. Ah, I see Addie's got it stuck to her glove. I'm going to switch gloves. I was using this glove earlier, and I think it's gotten too much debris on it. Oh, that one popped in the air.
I did it. It popped. Miss Martin, look.
Yeah, you guys are doing excellent with it. It's the Bubble Olympics. If you have a partner, see if you can bounce your bubble from you to your partner. Make sure that it doesn't pop. All right, whoops, I haven't held it. And you want to see if you can just bounce it in your hand. If you're by yourself, just see if you can bounce it in your hand without popping.
How do you bounce it? It's not leaving my hand.
I know, that's the tricky part, isn't it? You want to do it like almost as soon as it falls down. Oops.
Mine's like a dome on the ground.
Is it?
Yes.
If your gloves get too wet, or if it's soaked with a bubble solution, then it's not going to work anymore and you'll need to switch to the different glove. And then what you guys can do later, you can just rinse them with cold water and then lay them to dry overnight. Addie, you're on mute.
Miss Martin, I bounced it.
Nice. So later, if you have a couple of friends together, you can see if you guys can bounce this back and forth with each other.
Well, Olivia's coming over.
Nice. So you can see if she can do that with you. You can call it the Bubble Olympics. All right. Nice. I see Evan and Tyler are bouncing it back and forth. You got to see how many times can you bounce it before popping it. Another thing you can try to do is when you're holding it in your hand, see if you can give it, not in your bare hand, but in your gloved hand, see if you can give it a slight squeeze. Just a very gentle squeeze.
I can do that.
I can do it. I just managed to do it and then it popped.
Uh-oh. Okay, I was gonna show you, while you guys are doing that, there we go. I have, Mr. Martin went to the store last night,
Mom.
and guess what he got?
What is that?
Right.
Solution.
And so you're blowing your bubble. What are you filling your bubbles with?
Air.
You're filling them with air, which is a gas. And
Yes. Frozen hydrogen.
this is carbon dioxide.
Frozen hydrogen.
And so I'm going to show you what, if you get permission from parents, you can buy this at Fred Meyer.
Or
And so
Home Depot.
something that you can do. Let me mute everybody.
I'm gonna go to the back.
That's okay. Okay, let me switch the camera. So if you are able to do this, if you're able to get some, you're just, instead of using your own air, you're using the carbon dioxide that's being released from the dry ice mixing with the water. So it's supplementing, which means that it's starting to evaporate, and that evaporation comes up as this gas, okay? So what you can do is take a string, and if you do this later, okay, and you're gonna dip your string. First I'm gonna dip my finger in my soap, and I'm gonna rub the top of my container with soap so it's nice and soapy. Then I'm gonna dip my string into my soap and make sure my string is really soapy. And this is really slippery soap. And then I'm just gonna drag this across the top, and look what happens.
Is that dry ice?
Yes. See what happens?
It made a big bubble.
It. And it collapses. And I have to do it again. So this is something fun you can do. And if you have a tube, you can even you can blow bubbles out of your tube. So this is just a real fun way to play with bubbles. You can do this on a larger,
Can you get it off of there?
you can do a larger, Mr. Martin wanted me to see if I can drag the balloon off, or the bubble off. I gotta get more soap. He wanted me to see if I can make the bubble and then drag the bubble off of the top. So we're gonna try that. Make sure it gets nice and big. But it reconnects with the container. So it didn't really work. Okay. All right. So just something other fun. I gotta wipe my hands down really quick. Got a lot of soap on there now.
Miss Martin, look.
Nice. Okay. So scientists collect data as they conduct experiments in order to count, compare, classify, observe, measure, and analyze things that happen. So these next experiments are going to give you the opportunity to collect lots of data And it's something you can do even later. And you're going to test with different bubble blowers and solutions. So you should have an empty plastic cup. And you should have a bottle marked generic bubble solution. And generic bubble solution means any bubble solution that you would find at the store. So you might want to go to Dollar Tree and try comparing different bubble solutions. I have Dawn. You guys have a different one. I think it's called Fabulous, but it's just a generic one that you would buy at the store. You do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and put some soap into your cup, just like you did the first one. Okay, we're going to leave that first bubble blower in the
Halfway? Do we do it halfway again?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, don't do halfway. Don't do halfway. Just
How much are we supposed to fill up the cup with generic?
do about a teaspoon or just enough to cover the bottom. Just enough to cover the bottom. Then you're going to fill it halfway with water.
So Evan, it's not coming out. Yeah, just cover the bottom.
Okay, if your soap is not coming out, what happens is that they put a plug in it. So what you'll need to do is pull, oh, yep, yours is coming out. But if it's not coming out, you can untwist the top and there might be a plug in there. So you're taking that generic.
Mine. Now we fill it halfway up with water.
Fill it halfway with water, and you're going to add about a teaspoon or just enough to cover the bottom.
Just pour some out.
Hey, Brian. So take out your other cup, Brian. The other cup you have.
We have it.
Halfway with water. And then add about a teaspoon of your generic soap. Or just like you did, Claire, put a little bit of soap in the bottom and then fill it halfway with water. And you'll need a new pipette.
Oh, we just need a new one, Evan. A new bubble blower?
That's good, Addie.
How much water?
So does that mean we make a new bubble blower?
Yep. So you can use the same one, but it might be helpful to do a different one just so it's clean.
Or you could just wash it off.
You're right, you could. So we have a new one, and we're going to compare the two bubble solutions.
How much do you put the generic?
So just enough to cover the bottom. About a thumb size, yeah? There we go. So now I have my two solutions. I'm going to move so you guys can. And now you're going to compare to see what makes a better bubble. So I'm going to dip that in. And you can do the same thing. Try to catch your bubble. Good. Now, Brian, give it a little mix with your bubble blower. You're going to make a new bubble blower.
Oh, we're using the generic, and we made it in our bubble blower.
There you go.
Wait, a new bubble blower?
Yes, Brian, get a new pipette. Whoops. In my confined space, I'm finding it a little hard.
Then can I blow the bubble?
Yes, then you're gonna blow the bubble. Now there is my generic bubble. And then this is my, oops. I'm having trouble with my glove. And you're gonna compare them to see which one is stronger. Can you bounce the bubble that was made with the generic solution? You might need to switch your glove if your glove has gotten too wet. And this is how scientists collect data. so you can decide which one is a better bubble solution. I see some really big bubbles blown. Which bubble will last the longest before it pops?
The bouncing bubble solution. Maybe I should put on my other bowl.
Now, a couple of tricks when you're making homemade bubble solution, okay? Something you can add to your bubble solution to make it stronger, don't do it now, but something you can do to make it stronger is add glycerin, which is something that your parents can buy at Rite Aid, or you can add sugar. You can add a little bit of high fructose corn syrup, or you can add just a little bit of sugar and mix it. And that will help the molecules to bind a little bit longer, making it a little bit stronger. So if you guys made a really big, some of you have been in class, how many of you have gotten to stand inside of a bubble? Anybody? Anybody's got to stand inside of a bubble? Looks like Claire did. Addie did. Yeah, I think most of you, if you were in my class, you got to stand inside of a bubble. And the bubble solution, the longer it sets, the stronger it's going to be as well. So when I make that bubble solution, I take a baby pool and I make a big batch of bubble solution. And I let it set for like a week so that it can really mix well together. And that makes it really strong. Then you can use a hula hoop and you can stand in the middle of your pool and pull a hula hoop giant bubble over. So what I want you to do now is, you see your blue bubble blower?
Guys.
Blue bubble blower. You see your blue bubble blower?
Blue?
Addie and I have a red one. There you go. So you're going to now compare what bubble blower works best. So we just tried our pipette. Now you're going to use a different bubble blower. And so you have your little tray. And I want you to fill the tray with...
Holy cow! Mommy, look!
Hang on just a second. So you're going to fill your tray with the first bubble solution that you had, the, excuse me, bouncing bubble solution. And then, now Addie and I have a little bit different one because I couldn't find any more of those cones. So ours is going to look a little bit different, but you're going to dip your cone in and then you're going to blow bubbles again.
Wait, what do you pour into the tray?
Your first bubble solution you had. The bouncing bubble solution. And then and try to shake it off.
Bigger bubble.
You do all of it?
Now, Addie's eyes is a little bit different. What do you see at the tip of my bubble blower?
Tiny holes.
Yeah, lots of tiny holes. Look at your bubble blower. How is mine different than yours?
I mean, you can do it more than once.
You guys have one hole, right? So Addie and I are able to make hundreds of little bubbles, and you guys make one giant bubble.
Oh my goodness.
So your bubble blower is definitely going to affect results.
Miss Martin, look at this. Ready?
Hi, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Or Papa.
Mrs.
I
Bubble.
love this thing.
Get your generic solution and see if you get the same result in your generic solution.
Same.
Uh-oh.
Now with the help of my bubble blower, I was able to completely fill. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Martin.
There. Hold it all up.
Quick.
A little different. You're gonna give it one try. Oh my goodness, Tyler.
Miss Martin.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
I think I can do it again.
If you redip your code in solution, it might have
Miss Martin, I got the same results.
nice.
Boom.
So you can look around your house and see if there's other objects that you can use. You might be able to blow a bubble. For instance, I have a plastic bottle. So I'm going to cut off the bottom of my plastic bottle. So now I have an open and then I'm going to put my mouth on. You can do this at home. Then you're going to dip this solution, or dip this into your solution. Oops. Gotta get it down in there.
Bro, try going big.
Wow, so cool.
You can see how big you can get.
Oh wait, I got another one.
Now, almost my net. See how big my bubble is?
Miss Martin, I can grab some with my bare hand.
Nice. Your hands have got a lot of soap on them now. So you can look here. If you use, this is just a bottle. Oops, it popped. Bottle, and you can get.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Bubble.
You made
Solutions and compare them. Okay. So, which bubble blower? I'm going to mute.
Oh yeah.
Doing amazing science. Okay, so stop and think as a scientist for a second, okay? What was the better bubble blower? What do you think the better bubble blower was?
The
Okay.
bouncy bubble one.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about the solution. I'm talking about which bubble blower. Your bigger one or your little one? Or was there a difference? Ah, Kayla, tell me why you think too.
The yellow one. Or the blue one. Mine is blue.
I think that this one worked better than the pipette.
Yes.
And why?
Maybe because of how it's shaped differently and because it's like a horn kind of.
So actually, they all kind of have different purposes. If you saw that I did the plastic bottle, I was able to get a bubble that was bigger than my head. So you can use lots of different bubble blowers, and it doesn't seem to be that the bubble blower is what is changing things. But if you look at your solutions, which solution worked best? Which solution worked best?
The bouncy bubble one.
A one or a two? Show me which solution, the first solution or the second solution? Okay, so most of you think, and the reason is because this is made exactly for that. This is bubble blowing solution, it's concentrated. So the others, they're not as concentrated. You can make them stronger by, I said, adding glycerin or soap, but the others are stronger. Okay.
It's just soap.
You also will notice that in your bubble blower,
Soap and water.
you guys were not able to suck in. You try that? Try to suck in. Can you suck air in? Or can you only blow air out? And there's a special contraption in there so that you can only blow out on these, which you really wouldn't want to pull soap into your mouth anyhow. All right. So, I thought I sent it to you, sorry. Let me switch my camera really quick and show you a bubble. And let's take a look at a bubble. Everybody blow a bubble, and let's take a look at that bubble. I'm going to put soap on the edge so it'll sit up here so I can show it for demo. Okay. Okay, well, you guys take a look at your bubble. One end of a soap molecule chain, so they're chained together. It's like making a chain, and it's hydrophilic, which means that it likes being in water. So that's why we like water in there. The other end is hydrophobic, which means it is water-fearing. It doesn't want to be near water. The hydrophobic water-fearing end of the soap molecule easily attaches to oils and grease, which is on your hand, while the hydrophilic end of the molecules, the one that likes water, grabs onto the water and whisks away any grime. This is how soap cleans. This is how your moms and dads are able to clean things, or you guys if you've had to clean things. It's these long chains of molecules that make up the stretchy outside of the film of a bubble. And I kind of like to think of it like an Oreo cookie. How many layers are an Oreo cookie? 3 layers. In soapy water, the hydrophobic end of the molecule does not want to be in the water at all. And the molecules work together or work their way to the surface and push out the water. So you kind of think of, you've got soap, and then you have a layer of water, and then you have another. With the one end sticking out of the water, the soap film is protected from evaporation, letting that thin layer of bubble last longer. But as soon as that water evaporates, then that's when your bubble bursts. So a bubble's enemy, what was on your hand that was a bubble's enemy?
Oil.
Oil and dirt. Oil and dirt, okay? And those are the enemies of them because they cause that evaporation. So a bubble that's made from a really good bubble solution has lots of stretchy soap molecules in it, and it's going to bounce up off the surface if the surface doesn't have any oil or the glove. But even if my glove is dirty, what's going to happen to my bubble? Good job. And so that dirt and grime causes it to evaporate really quickly and to bubble or pop. And so you'll see that it lands on carpets or towels. Sometimes they will stay on the top. If you were over in your living room and you blew a bunch of bubbles, you'll have some bubbles that will stay up on the top. And then some bubbles will just pop. Okay? All right. So we're going to do some activities to experiment with our different kinds of solutions. So I'm going to switch my camera again, and you're going to need a clear space in front of you. Okay? So make sure each of you have a clear space in front of you. Okay? And you can make any bubble solution. So I've given you 2 bubble solutions. If you have something else at home that you want to experiment with as well, do anything you want. You can make sure you get permission from your adult science partner as you're looking for different kinds of soaps to use. Maybe you want to use, like, this is a different kind of soap. Usually this is a hand soap. We ran out of hand soap, so Mr. Martin put body soap in here. That's a different kind of soap than the soap you usually use for your hands. And it's not coming out very good either. So you have a clear area in front of you. I want you to put a small amount of your soap solution directly on your table. Put a small amount on the table. And I'll try to get my camera in here close. So I've just poured a little bit here on my table. And then I'm going to try to blow a bubble directly on my table, okay? So I'm going to dip the blower again, and then I'm going to put it inside.
Do you want to try? You have to try putting on
top. And if it pops, that's okay. We're going to try again. Okay, I have a bubble sitting on here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to dip my bubble blower again, and I'm going to go inside this bubble. Oops, and I want to try to blow another bubble inside. So you're going to blow a bubble inside of a bubble.
I did it.
There, and now I'm going to do another bubble inside.
Why do you even do it?
Good. It takes a little bit of work. Even Mrs. Martin's having a little hard time with it.
Exactly. This person's having a You're not muted.
The reason we put that bubble solution on your table is because we want to make sure that you don't have a lot of soap and dirt and grime that's going to pop it. Then you can try to, if you're able to get 2, which I barely was able to, then you can try to get 3. I've got 3 separate bubbles now.
Me too.
Mine keep wanting to join. Just as I'm thinking I'm able to get it, it pops.
Oh, come on.
Remember that this is really slippery. It's going to be really messy on your counter, and it's going to require you to clean it all up when you're all done. You can then measure your bubbles to see which bubble can you get that's even bigger. I'm going to switch out to my generic brand and see if I can get a bubble with this. Mine just wants to keep making multiple bubbles. And then I'm trying to pop them right now and they don't want to pop. Use my fingers because my fingers are dirty. Ah! There, I kind of have a bubble inside of a bubble. Takes a lot of work to get that one to happen. Now, if you do this on paper, you can actually see after it pops, it'll leave an imprint. And so another fun way is to color your bubble solution, and then you can blow bubbles on paper. So I'm going to go grab some paper, and if you're done playing with that, you can grab some paper as well. This is just some recycle paper that I have. And so I'm going to blow a bubble and I'm going to catch it on my paper, and I know it's going to pop, but it's going to show me how big my bubble was because it should leave an imprint behind. Oh, that one didn't leave a really good imprint. Let me try it again. That was better. You'll find that using colored ink is going to be even, or colored dye in your bubble solution is going to leave you with a better imprint than just blowing the bubble on your paper. So that's another fun way, especially if you have something like this. Okay. One more minute, and then I want you guys to go ahead and clean up your table because we're going to move into another experiment. Make sure you get all that soap cleaned up off your table. You're going to have really clean tables. Once you get your table area cleaned up, and make sure you dry it as well, then you're going to go ahead and pull out your cube or sphere. It's the little balls and the sticks. Yep, and Addie, yours is like mine. Yours is already made. So you can make any sort of shape. If you guys have connects, you can make the connects. You can make a pyramid. You can make anything. This is just a handle. You
So we're
guys,
supposed to make our cubes now?
yep, you're gonna build a cube, and you should have one extra that is for you to build a handle on.
Tyler, build your cube.
So you can open that up and you're gonna build that, and you'll see that you have 8 balls, 4 for the top and 4 for the bottom. Oh, Brian, that's so sweet of your sister helping you. Make sure you say thanks, sis. There we go. I can see you guys are building those. You're gonna build one square, then you're gonna build another square. So I have a square on top and a square on bottom, and then you're gonna start adding your poles between those 2 squares to connect them, making the 3D cube shape. Nice job. I see people working in pairs. All right, Addie's putting on a show. Okay, so you're gonna need your big bowl. I know some of you are still building, and that's totally fine. Make sure you build your cube. Brian and Brendan, you guys got to start building your cube. Addie, while you're waiting on them to build their cube because yours already made, see if you can get a plastic bottle and cut off the bottom of your plastic bottle. You have another bubble blower. You can get up and go get it. We'll still be here. You can go get it. We'll still be here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just get a recycle bottle.
I thought there was a bottle in there. Was there not? What size bottle? A plastic bottle? Where are you going to get that?
Good job helping each other. You have one extra white, and you can see, Evan, can you show them how you used your extra white? See, Evan used it just sticking off the top of one, and then it's a handle.
Yeah, this part right here that's sticking out the top is
Nice.
a handle.
There-
So, you're supposed to cut off the top right here?
Just cut off the top, Addie. To test your bowl, just set your cube in your bowl and make sure that it's completely full.
If it's
If it's really close, that's okay. We just, with the handle, we'll be able to manipulate it a little bit.
Please stop. Evan.
okay.
Good job. Yep.
No,
Can you get it, Addie? Maybe
no.
All right. You can do it another time, Addie, but that's something that you can do to make yourself another bubble blower. So, Addie, do you have your bowl?
Yeah.
Can you you put your cube inside your bowl and test it?
Test what?
Make sure that your cube fits down inside your bowl.
Oh, it does.
Sure, your bowl is the right size.
Okay, then do you remember the solution we made? Our generic solution we made?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and dump that into the bowl.
Which one? Generic or the bouncing one?
Generic
Which
solution,
one do we pour in?
the one that you already mixed. Claire, the one you already mixed,
I can't.
dump that into your bowl.
You're sharing.
Wait, which one?
The blue one.
Generic,
Dump it into the bowl.
What blue one?
what? Yours is not blue. Mine is blue. Yours is pink.
Dump it into the bowl.
Dump it into your bowl.
The pink one, you dump it.
The solution that you had made, your generic one that you mixed with water, dump that into your bowl. Then I want you to go ahead. Now, Addie, yours is blue. Theirs is pink. I want you to go ahead. Addie, you're going to dump the rest of your blue into your bowl. And for the rest of you with pink, you're going to give 3 tablespoons into your bowl. Okay?
Tablespoons of what?
Squirt.
What?
Just give it a really good squirt
No, 3 tablespoons of what?
of your generic solution, your pink. And you only need to, for those of you who have partners, you don't have to do 2 separate ones.
Pour the cup in too.
3.
You pour the cup in too.
Pour the cup in, yes.
That's nice.
Okay. Once you've got that in there, we need more water. So you're gonna fill up until you get not all the way to the top, but we want to be able to submerge our cube.
No.
As I said, partners only need to do 1. You guys can share. You don't have to do 2 separate ones. That way you can save some of your soap.
I did 3 tablespoons.
And Brian, fill your bowl up with water. I got a lot of bubbles. So I'm gonna get rid of my bubbles.
Can I need water?
You watch this?
There's water in here.
How much water?
You're gonna fill your bowl all the way up.
Fill the bowl all up.
Not to a spilling point. So leave some space at the top. Close to the top.
Is this like a bubble bath or something?
And then we want to put our cube all the way down into our bowl. So I'm going to switch cameras so that I can show you. So here I've got my cube, and I'm going to put it all the way down into my bowl. Now, mine isn't quite filling, so that's why I'm going to turn it. I'm just going to rotate until I see that it starts to get bubbles and all. Now, the other thing you can do is add more water. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to mine.
Oh, you said thanks, sis.
You can submerge it, it's the best.
Wait, where's the square?
You need this as a handle.
What do you do?
What does submerge mean?
Means putting it all the way under.
I can put it all the way under. Look.
Nice. Mine doesn't quite go all the way under, so I'm adding more water. You need a really, really big bowl.
Cause Zini's in the open now. See if you can spot him. Breaking down the rally now. Hey.
All right. Okay, I've added more water to mine. If you guys were doing this later and you go outside, a 5-gallon bucket of water is always really good.
No.
More, and I'm just going to manipulate it so that I'm going to get bubbles all through. And what shape do you see right in the middle?
That's just. We need more water.
Take it out.
We need more water.
Right in the middle.
I think it needs more water. I'll clean it when.
Middle of yours.
I think I need more water.
Claire, if yours is popping a lot, you might want to add a little bit more solution and make sure that you gently stirred so that you're getting that solution to mix with the water.
Okay.
I have all these bubbles on top. I don't want all the bubbles on top to get into it. And when you pull your cube out, make sure you don't have all those extra bubbles. You should then get a shape right in the middle. What shape is right in the middle? You might need to bounce your square a little bit. See, some people are having a lot of bubbles. See, I think on my bubbles. So I just take my hand and I just put my hand across the top to pull out all those extra bubbles. It's just getting coated in the little white bubbles. Just scoop it so that it gets rid of all those extra bubbles. You gotta wipe it off your hands. It's a little bit more challenging, but you should be able to get a square in the middle. So if yours doesn't have a square, give yours a little bit of a shake. Give it a shake, and it should fall to the middle, kind of like a trampoline. I'm gonna dip mine in again. When I first pull it out, it's square every side. I'm gonna give it a shake, give it a little more shake, and eventually through that shaking, I get this square right in the middle of my cube. You guys see that? Take it a little more, Addie. You're almost there.
I washed it for you.
So you just gotta re-dip it.
Thanks, sis. Oh, thanks. Gives a feet at a time.
Put that in here.
Oh.
Are you guys able to get it yet? It could be that you need more bubble solution.
Need more bubble solution.
You,
Oh, it's in there.
you can add that.
Bubbles.
I think Addie was able to get it. You gotta practice with that little bouncy motion. Sometimes you don't have to bounce it. Sometimes when you pull it out. Right now I have a square. And I'm just gonna get a little and then I get that trampoline and it pops a square right in the middle. You do that, Addie?
It's so messy.
It is messy. Today is a messy one. Were you able to do that, Addie?
No.
Well, keep trying. Dip it in. Pull it up.
Dip it in.
Oh God, computer's failing.
And now shake it up and down until you get that trampoline action.
Nope.
It's too windy.
And if it pops, you just got to.
Too windy.
No, keep trying, Daddy.
Oh, it's windy. Yeah, the wind might cause a problem.
Oh, I know what the problem is. I'm not shaking it up and down. I'm shaking it like this way.
You can always change the way you're shaking it.
Chopstick is gonna fall over. Oh no.
Look.
There we go. So if you have the square, if you're able to get the square, then you want to take your bubble blower, your little pipette, and you're going to blow a bubble and drop it in the top.
Put some more soap in.
And you're going to end up finding a cube. I made it back into a cube. Now I got to, whoops, I got to redip it.
So close.
You got a cube. You got a cube. You're there. I see it.
Nice.
It just popped.
I know.
Now remember I said earlier that it takes, see now I made a cube inside of the cube. It takes a little while for your solution to get stronger. The longer it sets, then the stronger that solution is going to be.
Okay.
You have, well, you can add a little sugar to it, but again, it's going to take a while to set. And here I was able to get a bubble
I want you to be able to see this and have fun with me.
within a bubble.
Wonder. Missing computers.
Make my cube bigger.
There's that red thing.
I don't know. I see if I put down there. Oh, red thing go down here.
Oh, now it made a pyramid.
Put this on top. Put this on top.
Yeah, I want to try the.
Ready? So,
And remember, the longer that it's in the air, it is evaporating. And so, yeah, eventually you are going to have to re-dip it and you're going to have to try it again.
Here, can I have your pipette?
what's this? I just want to show you something.
Let's get a.
If you get it so you have a flat square inside, then you dip your bubble blower and you're going to blow a bubble about a ping pong size shape and drop it into your cube. Whoops, that one didn't work.
Now wait for this.
That will give you a 3D cube inside your cube.
Got it.
Oh
Miss
god.
Martin, we got it.
Nice.
Okay.
It does take some practice.
Make it more just.
A 3D cube inside of my cube. And that's just by blowing a bubble with my bubble blower
Do it
inside.
again.
Oh, it popped.
Remember,
Double.
don't succeed, try again. I see a lot of you getting very creative with how you are saturating your bubble.
Oh wow.
There's my
Come on, put on one of these gloves.
Girl.
It makes it so you can hold the bubbles.
here's my flat square that's inside. Now I'm gonna blow a ping pong size bubble and it makes a 3D cube
Oh.
inside my cube. So your challenge is to then take your bubble blower and what other shapes can you make and what other shape bubbles can you make? Now, traditionally, any bubble you blow is going to end up becoming a sphere.
7 inches.
But this is how you're able to get some 3D shapes to your bubbles. As you dip that cube into the soapy water, the soap solution stretches and clings to all that plastic and cling to the structure, causing the bubbles to appear like they're square or cubic. The soap film uses the shortest distance possible when connecting those sides. But when you add the bubble inside, it bulges slightly on its side, and that's how you get that spherical shape. Or that cube, rather. Bubbles love being spheres. that you can try different bubble solutions, different ratios of bubble solution to water to see if you can end up coming up with an even better soap solution. Some of you already discovered that you had more water and needed to add more soap solution. And that's part of being a scientist, is figuring out and comparing what makes the best. So you can do that using, I always have Dawn at home. So I use Dawn. It's one of my favorite soap solutions, but there might be a different one at the Dollar Tree that is actually even better. You can try, as I said, adding glycerin. You can add sugar or syrup, and those will make it stronger as well. And the longer that it sits, it's also going to combine, and those molecules are going to be stronger. So spend some time dipping and trying to come up with some different cube shapes. And that's all I have for today. So you guys look like you are fully engrossed and having fun. Tomorrow we are going to be doing it's our last day tomorrow, and we're going to be doing water magic. So we will be using water again. It won't be quite as messy as the soapy water, but it will be a little bit messy. We will show you some fire bubbles tomorrow.
I think you got soap.
Fire bubbles.
Water.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.